Sinner defends himself from criticism and explains the reasons for his absence from the Davis Cup. Jannik Sinner has explained in an official statement the reasons why he decided to skip the Davis Cup Final 8, which will take place in mid-November in Bologna. The world number 2 has received heavy criticism in his country for this decision, following the announcement by Filippo Vallandri, coach of the Italian team, on Monday afternoon, October 20th. "I have won the Davis Cup twice. Together with my team, we decided not to play because the season at the end of the year is very long, and I need an extra free week to start training earlier. The goal is to be back in shape for Australia. In the last 2 years, I haven't been at my best because of a lack of time, so we made this decision. We'll see," Sinner began. The Italian explained that in recent years he has arrived at the first big event of the year, the Australian Open, in poor physical condition. However, his explanations do not seem very credible, since he was precisely the champion of the first major of the year last season. "The goal is to start as best as possible in Australia. In the last 2 years, I have not arrived in the best condition because there was little time between seasons, so we made this decision. We'll see." Sinner's main goal, the goal after Turin, ATP Finals, is already 2026 and to be in good shape for the Australian Open. One more week of rest may seem trivial, but it's not. It's very important. One more week of preparation makes a big difference. "We already won the Davis Cup twice, in 2023 and 2024, and that also influenced our decision," added Jannik Sinner in statements to Sky Sport. According to Sinner, in recent seasons he has not arrived at the first major of the year as he would have liked. The Australian Open is a very demanding tournament, first because it's a Grand Slam, and second because of the weather conditions, especially at the start of the season. For now, the Italian wants to focus on the 3 tournaments he has left: the ATP 500 in Vienna, the Masters 1000 in Paris-Bercy, and the aforementioned ATP Finals in Turin. Italy no longer the big favorite. With Sinner's withdrawal, Italy is no longer the top favorite to win the Davis Cup. Champions in 2023 and 2024, this year presented another opportunity for the Italian team to defend the trophy. But the absence of the world number 2 now makes Carlos Alcaraz's Spain the top favorite. Jannik Sinner has not confirmed his availability for 2025. The Davis Cup is, and will always be, his home, and I am sure that Jannik will soon return to the team. "In the meantime, I can count on a group willing to fight and give everything for the Italian national team," said Filippo Vallandri, Italy's captain, about the absence of his star player. The president of the Italian Tennis Federation, Angelo Bonaghi, also commented on Sinner's decision not to play in this year's Davis Cup. "We understand and respect Jannik's decision, which is deeply painful for us and comes at the end of a long and intense season, during which he once again proved himself an extraordinary role model for the entire Italian tennis movement. For him, and for all of us, the Davis Cup represents a symbol of pride and belonging, and we are sure that he will soon wear the blue shirt again with the same passion and determination as always." Carlos Alcaraz's surprising decision after the 6 Kings Slam final. The Spaniard will lead favorite Spain in the Davis Cup after Sinner's unexpected withdrawal. Carlos Alcaraz is back on the scene. The world number 1 will lead the Spanish team in the Davis Cup Final 8, which will take place from November 19th to 23 in Bologna, as confirmed this Monday by captain David Ferrer. His return, after missing the previous rounds, is a huge morale boost for a team dreaming of victory. But the day's big news was not this, which was expected. In an unexpected twist, Jannik Sinner will not be with Italy for this event, a withdrawal that completely shakes up the competitive landscape. The hero of the last 2 editions, undefeated and decisive in both of Italy's triumphs, has decided to skip the competition due to physical reasons and scheduling issues. This scenario places Spain as one of the main title contenders, alongside Germany led by world number 3 Alexander Zverev. Carlos Alcaraz, who missed the ties against Switzerland and Denmark, arrives eager to make a statement after a stellar year, 8 titles, including 2 Grand Slams. Ferrer speaks about Alcaraz. When asked about the national team, Ferrer was clear in highlighting the figure of Carlos Alcaraz, a differential player who determines much of Spain's chances, something that also happened during Rafa Nadal's era, when Ferrer was the second man. Now, he will have to choose who fills that role among several options. It's always good to have the best players, and having the world number 1 is a privilege for the captain and for the team as well, because whether you like it or not, he often guarantees you a point. Regarding the number 2 position, Ferrer believes it will be decided based on form. It's the end of the year, and some players arrive in better physical and mental shape than others, so that's where the decision will come from. Playing in Italy might not be so bad. As for playing in Italy after several years of hosting in Spain, where crowd support was strong, Ferrer doesn't think it will be a major issue. especially in the quarterfinals against the Czech Republic, where he expects the crowd to be neutral. However, that would change if they face Italy, the host team, but he doesn't believe it will affect his players much. These players have plenty of experience, and as long as you don't face Italy, where the home team will have the crowd behind them, it will be pretty neutral. He even sees the Carlos Alcaraz factor as something that could win over fans. I think the public will support Spain more because of Carlos Alcaraz. It's no secret why we play these events. Jannik Sinner defends exhibition events after winning the Six Kings Slam. Carlos Alcaraz's great advice to his little brother, Jaime, 14, has explained that the six-time Grand Slam winner emphasizes a lot the activities done off the court. While world number 1 Carlos Alcaraz continues to dominate the circuit alongside Jannik Sinner, another Alcaraz is emerging. He is Jaime, his 14-year-old younger brother, who is in his formative stage as a tennis player. During a tournament, the young Mercian was asked what advice his older brother usually gives him. Jaime explained that the six-time Grand Slam winner emphasizes the importance of what happens off the court. My brother Carlos doesn't give me much advice, but when he does, it's important. He says the things you do off the court also matter, he said. If you're at a tournament, you can't play football or do risky things, you could get injured and miss the tournament, he added. The Alcaraz surname continues to set the pace in Spanish tennis. At 22, Carlos Alcaraz is already world number 1 and a six-time Grand Slam champion, but the story doesn't end with him. His younger brother Jaime, only 14, is beginning to write his own chapter, and his results are already raising excitement. European junior champion and 5th in the world with the Spanish national team, the Mercian combines talent, ambition, and maturity beyond his years. His coach, Ramona Benza, is convinced Jaime will make headlines. Jaime Alcaraz's early talent, born on June 8, 2011, the same day as brother Carlos won Roland Garros, Jaime Alcaraz grows up surrounded by inspiration and hard work. His present is promising: European junior champion, 5th in the world with Spain in the under-14 category, and semi-finalist in the Spanish championship. He's a cheerful, attentive boy with great eagerness to learn, says his coach Ramona Benza, who trains him at the Real Sociedad Club de Campo in Murcia. Jaime already competes with the best players of his age internationally, standing out for his natural backhand and ambition. However, Benza prefers calm. There's only one Carlos. Jaime must enjoy tennis and follow his own path. A philosophy shared by his father, Carlos Alcaraz Gonzalez, coach and director of the Carlos Alcaraz Academy, who confessed that the young one had a better backhand than his brother at the same age. The young player doesn't seem intimidated by comparisons. He enjoys, competes, and learns, knowing that talent alone isn't enough without effort. He has the desire to make it, but also the patience to do it step by step, says Benza. The Alcaraz legacy and the rise of Mercian tennis. The Alcaraz phenomenon has transformed Spanish tennis, especially in Murcia. It's been great for all of us. Thanks to him, many schools have grown, and the overall level has risen, says Benza. At the Real Sociedad Club de Campo, where Carlos hit his first balls, the world number 1's presence is still strong. His joy, intensity, and work ethic have become models for the new generation. Benza knows it well. We saw Carlitos grow up here, and his training style inspires us. Jaime and other kids see him as a reference, but without obsessing over matching him. In that environment, the young Alcaraz develops with support, discipline, and admiration, learning from his brother without living in his shadow. The region of Murcia, long linked to sports, is living a golden moment in tennis. We have boys and girls making strides nationally and internationally. We must be patient, but the future is bright, adds the coach. Jannik Sinner defended exhibition tournaments, alongside his rival Carlos Alcaraz, after winning the Six Kings Slam. The Italian, currently world number 2, defended the importance of holding exhibition tournaments featuring the best players on tour after receiving a lucrative prize for defending his title. The Six Kings Slam has drawn attention since its announcement back in 2024, mainly for offering the most lucrative prize in tennis history, $6 million for the champion, surpassing even Grand Slam prize money. For Sinner, who needed only 3 victories to claim the multi-million-dollar prize for the second consecutive year, it was a huge success. In the final, he defeated Alcaraz, just as he did in 2024, this time comfortably 6-2, 6-4. The exhibition featured a stellar lineup including Novak Djokovic, Taylor Fritz, Alexander Zverev, and Stefanos Tsitsipas. However, one of the most discussed topics in recent years has been the demanding ATP schedule, with stars having almost no rest throughout the season. Recently, Holger Rune's Achilles tendon injury, suffered while competing at the Stockholm Open, rekindled the debate, with Jack Draper and Taylor Fritz calling on the ATP to address the growing number of injuries players face due to mandatory commitments. Nevertheless, one of the staunch defenders of exhibitions was four-time Grand Slam champion Jannik Sinner, who believes they are essential for tennis to keep growing in audience and global reach. The product we already have is incredible, we have everything, great tournaments worldwide, huge audiences. But can we improve it? Of course, said the world number 2. Fan and kid-oriented exhibition events are essential, that's why we're here. There are several reasons why we're here, it's no secret. But if we have the chance to make everything better, why not? The large number of mandatory official tournaments hasn't stopped several players who criticize the schedule, like Fritz or even Carlos Alcaraz, from taking part in exhibitions throughout the year, adding more physical strain. The world number 1 Spaniard recently clarified that competing in an exhibition event isn't comparable to the demands of long tournaments like Masters 1000s or Grand Slams. When I see many people complaining about how we're defending exhibitions, I don't understand them because, as I said, it's not really mentally demanding compared to when we have such long events, like 2 or 2.5 weeks. That's really tough.